Okay, we are reading the terms of use, and this is from DJI. And if you doubt this, here it is. You acknowledge and agree that is provided in further detail in these terms. The DJI Mimo app is licensed, not sold to you, and that you may use the service only as set forth in these terms. Now, a lot of people don't read these terms. They just, whatever. They just click agree, and you have to in order to activate your device. Their cameras, their drones, pretty much everything that they sell. Read this right here. You consent to the collection and use of your personal data and information about your location in accordance with the DJI privacy policy. Again, you consent to the collection and use of your personal data and information about your location in accordance with their policy. They are doing a data grab, and you consent to this every time you click. The service is provided as is without warranties of any kind, and DJI's liability to you is limited. If you are using the DJI Mimo app on an iOS-based device, you acknowledge and agree to the notice regarding Apple below. And I'm using an Apple device because you can't use an Android device. It doesn't work. There is no app for it. DJI Mimo app service over. You may use the DJI Mimo app to control DJI hardware, including certain models of gimbals, product, blah, blah, blah. You may also use the DJI Mimo app to upload photos and videos taken by cameras. Yeah, a lot of people do not read the terms. But like I said, and I've made videos, and I'm pretty much sure that they were bots or fanboys or whatever. They're sitting there arguing with me and saying, no, they don't do that. They can't do that. Yes, they do. And Trump made it perfectly legal. Yes, it's one of the things that he did under the radar. They briefly talked about it in the news. It's one of the things that he did that I did not like. Now, does that mean that I'm a Trump hater? No. I'm just pointing out facts. This net neutrality issue that we used to have or whatever, yeah, out the window. Again, I'm going to read this again. You consent to the collection and use of your personal data and information about your location in accordance with their bullshit policy. But once again, I'm going to read it again. You consent to the collection and use of your personal data and information about your location. Why do they need to know your location? Why do they need to collect your data, your personal data? Collecting it and then using your personal data and information about your location. Why? It is a freaking camera. Why do they need to know all of that? And when they say that your personal data, what a lot of people don't know, when you consent to this, their app, their program in there, a lot of people like to use algorithm. The programs, they pull all your data, and if you read carefully, they will pull, not only have access to your photos and video, but your contacts. Why do they need to know your contacts? For them, it's an easy way to, get information. Basically collecting data. It's what's the word I'm looking for? They used to do it in the past. It's an easy way for them to generate leads. In the past it was a little bit harder to do, but now they just go into your phone, see all your contacts, and then poof, they grab it all. It's to generate leads. And, I've said this over and over and over, and I don't know why people doubt me. It's written right here in their terms. You need to read it. It says here, you consent to the collection and use of your personal data. Hello. And then if like I said, read the permissions. And this is another thing that I can't stand. And it's basically stupid people who just hate you because you're smarter than they are. Every app, if you read the permissions, okay, you're allowing them to do and have access to your information. Read it. Every app, read the permissions. And a lot of it, they want your contacts, they want to read your text messages, they want to have access to your emails, and so on and so forth. There's a bunch of things that they want access to. Read it if you doubt me. But this is invasive. This is an invasion of your privacy, and they basically force you to agree to it in order to use their product. So then it becomes a balance of, ooh, do I want the latest, greatest, this, or ooh, this is something that consumers should just absolutely say no to, but their desire for the product overrides their personal information. They don't care. It's like, yeah, what are you gonna do? And then you're relying on them, to basically keep your information safe. And might I remind you, DJI, that's a Chinese company. See, a lot of people don't know that. It is a Chinese company. Insta360, that is a Chinese company. A lot of people think, they are a bigger, more legit company, but they're still Chinese. A lot of people think that they're American. They're not. And, same thing with SJ Cam, that's a smaller one. They kind of slowed down quite a bit. I remember when DJI, when they first came out with their drones, and I remember Insta360, and, they've gotten bigger. They've gotten bigger, more commercialized, and, they seem more legit, and you got more big-time reviewers using their products, and they just kind of, what they do is they just kind of make it the norm. It's like, oh, yeah, this company. When we've seen various other companies come and go. But don't forget, they're Chinese. And then, like I said, read this. Read everything. And when you may sit there and think, who cares? And that's what they're relying on. But this, it's a fact. It's in there. So don't doubt me. It's really sad and pathetic when you have people who speak the truth and they're just shut down. I mean, my YouTube channel was banned, deleted, because of, other issues, other things. And apparently people don't like people who tell the truth. They just want to hear a bunch of bullshit. And it's like on one they criticize you for not being honest, and then when you are, they criticize you, and then they want to poo-poo on you, for speaking the truth. But read it. And I'm having to start this channel, I'm having to start a channel. I'm starting all over again. And it's disheartening. 13 years of work just gone with no warning. And that was because, I brought up something that YouTube did. They allowed this one ad. It was a sick ad, and you can search it. And I can't even mention it because if I do, they'll just ban this video. They'll ban, my new channel, whatever. It's just, it's a bunch of fake ass people everywhere. They sit there and pretend like, oh yeah, tell the truth, yeah. But when you do, they don't care. It's all a game, and the game is, how many views and clicks you get, and all that. All that does is just generate revenue, money, all that. That's all they care about, whether it's mainstream or side stream or independent or whatever. It's all about the money. Everything is about the money. And then you don't have people, just bitter, jealous, spiteful, whatever. There's a bunch of issues. We're facing a crisis in this country, and that's a mental health issue. And I would say about 75% of the population has some form of mental illness, some form of it, whether it's mild to severe or just batshit crazy. 75%, I think, maybe even higher. But I always speak the truth, and here it is. So, what's interesting, what's really sad is that despite the evidence right here in front of your face, you'll have haters sit there and deny it. There's the mental health issue. Despite the facts, despite the evidence, despite it staring you in your face, it's right in front of your face, they'll sit there and deny it.